Advice for young automotive engineers who have just started their studies. Absolutely. So I think for a company like 034 Motorsport, we're looking for not only people who can engineer, but people who have tuning experience with the tuning and kind of an aftermarket performance mindset. That's a lot harder to find.
Yeah.
And so we could take a performance enthusiast who's capable of being an engineer. That's typically what we would work with. It's harder for us to take an engineer with traditional engineering training and try to give them a performance mindset.
Yeah.
We see this a lot with technicians too.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, unless you've really got a business to the size of, something much larger than we are, where you can just slot that engineer into a strictly engineering task that's very, managed and regulated, but that's almost basically non-existent in the aftermarket. Yeah.
I mean, you could do that at SpaceX or NASA.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're much, you're a part of a much bigger single effort.
Yeah.
This,
but here we need an engineer to kind of take and own a product from concept all the way to the testing and execution.
Yeah, so, yeah, and there's a number of disciplines that are a part of it too.
So I would say volunteer as a crew on race teams, go race in lemons, buy a project car, mod it, tune it, make stuff for it. Yeah, SAE is good. We've had a lot of staff involved in the Formula SAE program in colleges. Learn how to weld, learn how to 3D print, learn how to do CAD, which hopefully you learn in the engineering. But the key is applying those skills to the products we need. We need a whole brake rotor engineered and it's floating and there's pins that the rotor floats on, and we need someone who can do the engineering side, but also realize how does that fit, how does that apply, what does the market want, how do we make it reliable and last a long time and meet all the performance needs as well. What I did is all the things that I told you. I started a project car, which was ADTQ, which ultimately kind of launched this company. I did a lot of racing. I got involved in driving events with the Audi Club. We built race cars. We raced them. We broke them. We fixed them.
Yep.
Every chance I got, I was doing something related to performance tuning. I started standalone tuning. I started engineering products. I learned how to weld.
So very similar path for me as well. It was, where I was, there wasn't a lot of tracks around, so it was a lot of autocrossing, but just lots of crazy builds, motor swaps. Yeah. Diving in a little deeper than I probably should have on all of them, but then
you learn
knuckling down and learning how to get it all working. I needed.
And do a lot of reading. Read
a lot of
everything,
and
everything you can learn about physics, about materials.
Don't be afraid to try stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's not going to work. You'll find out much faster paths and more. Things will start working for you more than not as you progress. So.
Yeah, learn about engineering, like manufacturing. Learn about different manufacturing techniques, about how different materials are used, the different kinds of casting and machining processes, injection molding. The more you know about that stuff, if you come to a company like ours with racing and motorsport experience, with deep, intimate knowledge of materials and manufacturing techniques, and you own a project car and you're an enthusiast and you've done all the things to your car that our customers would want, we're going to be falling over ourselves to bring on someone like that. So, and it's fun to do, right? That's the beauty of this whole thing. Like, you get to go to the track and learn about racing. I mean, and then you can get paid to do that eventually. So, I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome, and that's ultimately, what brought us all to this point as well.
Yep.
Okay, good question. Thank you.